viewers, this is Gabriel from the Ghanaian Canadian Association of Ontario. I'm here in Accra, Ghana to do a report on the flood and fire disaster that happened on June 3rd. I'm here with Reverend Opuni, the chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana.
And Gideon, let me use the platform, Gabriel, to say, express our gratitude also to the family in Canada, that you came in at the right time, and the support we received from you made significant contribution. To God be the glory. We did it for God and we did it for Ghana.
That's great, that's great. So my first question is, could you please give us a brief insight on the Christian Council, what the organization is and how it came about?
Yes, the Christian Council of Ghana turned 86 years just last week, 30th October. It was established in 30th October 1929 with, let's say, 5 main churches. The main churches that came together to form the Christian Council: the Presbyterian Church, the Methodist Church, the Anglican Church, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, and then the AME Zion Church. At the moment, we have about 29 member churches, Salvation Army, Baptist Church, and many more have joined. From its inception, the council was formed to strengthen the missionary front in this country, that the gospel is penetrating in our land. And so that was the original idea. But then also they had issues about human dignity, issues about unity. That how do we serve the country? How the church, body of Christ in Ghana, will also serve the needs of ordinary people. And so they came together and they formed what they call Christian Health Association of Ghana. All of them were having pockets of health facilities, hospital, clinic spread, but they put their resources together. At the moment, as we speak, Christian Council and its members and the Christian bodies run 40% of all health facilities in Ghana. So all the hospitals and clinics in Ghana, yes, 40% of them belong to the Christian Council and the Catholic Bishop Conference. Then also serving the needs of Ghanaian, they consider the area of education, how they can pool their resources together, provide educational needs. At the moment, almost all the best second-cycle institutions in Ghana belong to the mainline churches. Churches like, Presec for Presby, Wesley Girls for Methodist, Fancy Fame, and so these are, and teacher training colleges. So they have also been providing educational needs of Ghanaians. But the area of good governance also, they've come together responding to politics and issues about good governance, either the military dictatorship or not. The churches have been identifying with other bodies, calling for democracy, good governance. And now we are still, sometimes you ask yourself why other West African countries have gone through, post-election, civil wars, while Ghana, we have been able to keep our country united. We give glory to God, but then you have bodies like Christian Council and Catholic Bishop Conference who team up together and play a very active role in our political life. But another area that the Christian Council of Ghana has played a very key role is also responding to challenges, responding to crisis, refugee. As at now, UNHCR, United Nations, the arm that handle refugee, they are students, refugees in Ghana who are in school, Togo, some from Sudan and other in Ghana. They use Christian Council to support students who are on their scholarships. So issues about refugees and disaster sanitation. And on that basis, that is why the June 3rd fire and flood, because that's something we've been doing. And so when that challenge came, we could easily identify with it and give response. Over the years, the Christian Council of Ghana has served the church in this country, and we have also served the nation. Yes. When the unfortunate situation came, the various hospitals in Accra, 37 military hospital, called the Bull Range, you know, because of the enormity, the heaviness of the challenge, they were all calling for help. Okay. And immediately they were calling for people to donate blood. And so, and the Ministry of Health called for that support. Okay. So we identify with them and we mobilize people in our churches and directed them to the various hospitals to donate blood. Okay. Then we also organize a memorial service, a church service, just to identify with the bereaved families and all that, and invited people, politicians, traditional leaders, media people and all that to Osu Ebenezer. And so we held a National Memorial Church service. Okay. Now, when we had that service, we had offering like all church services. Okay. So we decided to put that money aside and see what we can do to use that fund to support those who were in need. Now later on, some individuals also came that we will support. A group from USA, Ghanaians in US also came and supported. And then the Canadian group, your group from Toronto also came. Okay. But I must say, with all the support we received, the support we received from Toronto was the highest. Okay. Now when we put all together, we raised about 68,000 Ghana cedis with some clothing and other things. And so, and interestingly, Patrick, one of you who came here, met the executive committee, all the heads of churches. We call them executive committee of the Christian Council, but it's made up of all the heads of the churches. If it's a Presbyterian church, it's a moderator. If it's a Methodist, a presiding bishop. Okay. And these are the groups. So they met, Patrick met them and told us your preparedness to support, and told us that your group would transfer the money, which they did. And when we put everything together, we had the 68,000 cedis, as I mentioned. And so the executive decided that at least we bring the people we're talking about together in a church setting. Now, earlier on, just to be sure we know the people we are talking about, we send forms through our member churches that in their communities they should identify people who genuinely have suffered. Sometimes when such crises come, you get people who also want to
I had a question for that.
So we, just to be very sure, we develop forms and send them through the churches that the pastors must know who is filling the form and evidence that that person suffered the disaster, which they did and forwarded to us. And then they put their letters committing themselves that I know this person and all that. And so we had a little over 400 people. And the big question was, what do we do? Because 400 people, it wasn't easy to say we'll give the money to some and you leave some, because they had all suffered, you know. So the executive committee of the Christian Council decided that we share whatever resources we've been able to gather among them, equally for them. And so it wasn't difficult for us to say we had gathered around 68,000 Ghana cedis. So share among the 400 people. And we realized each will get around 170 Ghana cedis. So that day we brought the people together and we put every the 170 in envelopes. Okay. And so we gathered at the Osu Ebenezer Presby. Patrick was there with us, and we have pictures to that, the numbers and all that. So we give the monies to them.
Okay. So the 170, is it donated as like a token for their loss, or is it more designed to complement their medical bills and stuff like that?
Yes. When the disaster happened, different people did different things. For instance, Despite, that's the owner of Peace FM, and his friends raised money. I can't mention how much they were able to raise, but then they decided that they were going to support medical bills. Okay. And so they gathered people and gave the monies to them to support their medical bills. Okay. I know TV3 has also done similar things. They were paying school fees, giving scholarships for orphans, people who have lost. Now, we wanted to support people who had lost clothing, yes, a basic needs. But we also have in mind, because of the forms we collected, we had people who had even lost their sons and their daughters, and they brought us the funeral programs. After our conversation, they can show you families who had lost their daughter, a nurse at Accra Ridge Hospital, and they've given all this to us, knowing that now they have orphans that they've left behind. But the first phase of the support we plan to give was, let's look for these 400 people who have filled forms, and then just share this money for them. But if it happens that we get additional support, then we'll go to phase 2, where you identify specific needs like orphans, little children who must go to school, that somebody must help them pay fees and all that. So this one we gave to them, that we are in together. We've heard your story and we wish we can do more. We've given blood, we've donated blood, but now with the support we have received from some individuals and friends, including the Canadian group, just pick an envelope of 170. So they all came out and then collected. And already we had their names, so we'll call your name, you come, you pick it, you call your name. Yes, so that's how.
So is there a criteria on the forms to decide which victims need the money the most?
Now, this particular exercise that we took, and maybe after our conversation I'll call for the file, so that you see what we are talking about. We just wanted evidence that it is true this person has suffered, or this family has suffered the flood. We did not do categorization, that what kind of suffering,
impact,
yes, either loss of husband, wife, or those things. This one, we just wanted evidence that this person has suffered the flood. And we did that through the churches. We did not ask anybody to come here. So the pastors are in the communities, and so they could easily identify that it is true, this family, this house, you have suffered the flood. And so they certify.
So if one individual say I was affected by the flood, I'm counted as one victim.
Yes.
But what about a family of 5 or 6?
A family, depending on what the churches did for us, because when we were giving the money that day, we had that problem. The churches registered the family, so the 170 went to one family, everybody. But we also realized that some churches registered individuals. So that day when we were giving the envelopes out, we had that challenge. But I must say that the registration was not done by one church. All the 29, YMCA, YWC, so we had that challenge that some registered families, and they complained that day. But we were limited, because it's not like we had funds sitting somewhere that we could. And we knew that the number of people we were expecting, and they came, huge number. And then we had put the monies in envelopes. So, and we had the database, their names. You call their name, they come and collect it.
So this is something that I guess for future.
Yeah, if in future we have support, then we know those who came as individuals and family, and now also we know what they lost. We have the information, only that we decided not to discriminate. But anybody who we had evidence that this person suffered the flood, give him one of the envelopes.
So you were mentioning some news organizations.
Yes.
Can you mention a few?
Ghana News Agency. And that's GNA. They covered it. Then Daily Graphic, as a leading print, they also covered it.
Are there any follow-ups for the victims by the Christian Council after the money was dispersed?
Now, when Patrick was here, we discussed this. We ran different projects here, there are some projects when we give people money, we go back to them to ask, what have you done with our money? But when you give money as support, somebody who has lost clothing and food and things like that, then you don't go back to them that tell me what you have done with so we are not doing that kind of follow-up, because we call them people who are in need, who are in crisis, and so we just want to do a relief, you know. But there are other things. For instance, if we give people money as seed capital, which we do ADRA, then we want to go to the field and say, what are you doing with that money? But this particular one, it was a kind of support we were giving to them. So it depends on their needs, and we did not do need assessment. For instance, that what are your needs? Then somebody says, I'm hungry, I need money to buy food. These were people, some who have lost almost everything. Wow. You know, and so if you give that money, the person decide that I want to change my clothing, I want to buy food. And this particular support, we wanted people to be free to decide. Yeah. So it wasn't a support.
Following.
Yes.
I guess that leads to my other question, because since most of them are victims from the church,
yes,
I guess we wanted to know, is the church actually, you know, doing anything for those victims as well in terms of?
Yes. In fact, I still want to tell the Christian Council story, but there are member churches. There are churches whose members suffered, and the congregations are helping them. You know, I have a member, but not in the name of Christian Council. A member who lost everything, building, you know, and then the church puts them in a hotel. They've lost clothing. Members gather clothes and other things for them, and then give them initial support. So these things happen. But we from the council brought these people together also for our own small way with what we did with you. But many of the churches, I must say, not only churches, Muslims and others, of course, government also. And we are not talking about the same people. We are talking about those who were able to reach out to. Others did not come on our list. Like I said, others went to Despite and others. And all that they were doing is that come and show us your medical bills. And then they declare your medical bill for you. Yeah. So for now, that is what we did, and we agree with them. When Patrick was here, we discussed that this kind of support we are giving is somebody who is hungry. You want to give him something, so you don't go back and say, "What food did you buy? Did you buy fufu or kinke?" But there are other things that we do. In that case, we'll say that come and account what you have done with our money. But that is not what we did this particular day.
So based on your own personal experience that day when the money was given, do you think the victims were happy with the 170? Because I felt like it was kind of small.
Some of them came with high expectations. Somebody in either the Daily Graphic interview said he has lost his business about 3,000 Ghana cedis. And so he was expecting something big, only to be given 170. So but then on the whole, the love that we express, that some people care, even though we can't, we wish to rehabilitate you, get you back. But this is the support we have, and because of the numbers, you know, if we had given your money just to say 10 people, it would have been something big.
True.
But then you have 400 people. And you ask yourself, why do I also leave some behind? Because they had all suffered, you know. So that people came with high expectation, expecting something big, you know, especially those who have lost businesses and all that. And so in that case, it's like they were disappointed that the money was not big enough. But then the love that was expressed that, hey, in this country, some people care that when you are down, they want to come around and lift you, was also expressed. And most of them who the media people interview, you felt that in their conversation. Yes, I thought I can find a statement, but I know Daily Graphic, that the next day's coverage, that was the people who said that we're looking for big money. because we've lost so much.
Right.
But we are still satisfied that we are becoming a caring society. That, and like your case, people have their own challenges far away in Canada, but then they were bringing money down that look for people who are genuinely in need, and let's express our love. And that day we did that. We pray with them. We assure them that we are with you. We wish these things are not happening, but what can we do? And so that side, the joy was there, but that they were expecting more was very clear. This woman who had lost their daughter, a nurse, and they came, in fact we have copies here, a funeral program, and nurse who had gone to work at Accra Ridge Hospital. On her way home, she suffered and she died, and the parent had come. We introduced them to Patrick, so later on you may and I think they took picture of it. They came with some high expectation. I think the nurse was a breadwinner, so they thought they were going to have so much. So
I see.
Yes.
So right now on the preventative side, what type of expertise are needed from the diaspora to fix these issues?
Yes.
I know you're not you're not majored in engineering. Or
I read that from the mail they sent to me about your expectation from this meeting, and I was excited about it because the flood situation in Accra is nothing new. It's not like we've never had it and suddenly
I've experienced one in the 90s.
Oh, okay. We've had that over the years. And it's like anytime there's heavy rain in Accra, you get a flood. You see, we have the Odona. Those who know Accra, the Odo is a river, you know. But I think we have been dumping all kinds of things in it, and the silting is the problem. And then people are building in places where they are not supposed to build. This we know. That we know the problem in Accra. We know powerful people who are building in waterways. You know, this place is, the land is supposed to be open for the water to flow, but some people have influence. Then they go, they raise it and they build there. We know there's attitudinal problem to what we are going through. Attitude, and I'll say this anywhere, that we need to change our attitude in this country. There is the engineering side, the infrastructural side. Now we as church people, we are handicapped. I don't have the power to comment as to, even though we know that the door somebody must clear the door and all that, but how to, I don't know. But the attitudinal side, we need to educate ourselves. We need to talk to ourselves. We for us know that at least we can help when it comes to education. Now that public sensitization, we can help. But if somebody is thinking about infrastructural development, then we will say that person must talk to government, because we don't have that capacity. You know, even though from the layman's point of view, we know that the way we are building in Ghana and Accra especially, waterways, you know, we know, and how gutters are choked. This one we know, and that we must clean them, and that we must stop selling lands that are not supposed to be sold so that water can flow. We know how to solve the problem. I don't. But if somebody say, can we do education, public education, use media and all that, and talk to Ghanaians on sanitation, this one, I know civil society groups, religious groups, Christian faith-based organizations, we can help. There's engineering side, and that one is capital intensive. And if somebody wants to go there, you must talk to government. Okay. But the attitudinal side, I think civil society, we all have, is a collective responsibility. And that one we need public education. Then that one, bodies like Christian Council and others can help.
Okay. Now, is it possible to request for the database of the victims from the Christian Council, just so we see the number of registrations, plus the number of people that actually receive?
Get me the file. Was it forms now? And I think they should give it. Yes, because we build a database. Patrick was here. We said we still want to respect the privacy of those that people were in need, and we want to help them. Yes. So if anybody comes here and say, I want to see, we'll show to them. But that we will make that public for people to know that so and so was and all that we will not do.
Is it possible to meet some victims later?
Oh yes.
Just to, you know.
Again, we will not. This I may ask you to be this side so that we go through. But I was looking for the figure they've made it. Now this is Ghana Commercial Bank.
Okay.
And the Ghanaian Ministerial Fellowship. Your money came to us through Ghana Commercial Bank on 31st September 11, and this is dollar.
15.
Yeah, so 15,000.
Canadian.
And yes, no, US.
Okay.
Yes, because they did a conversion. Yes, so we got this, and then in cedis it brought us to 51. So out of the 68,000, about 51 came from you.
Okay.
That's why we said you gave us the biggest money. But this is the Ebenezer congregation. These are the forms we are talking about.
Okay.
So this is one church, Osu Ebenezer. That's their form. Now, when they fill the form, then we will let a minister certify. So this is what came to us from Ghana Baptist Convention. And this man, Ernest Edujemfi, is the executive president. He is the number one. He is the boss of Ghana Baptist. And so, and this is the Anglican, and this is the Anglican bishop. So he also brought his form. And now, so you start, and this is what you are. But whoever filled the form, your minister will endorse and certify that it is true you suffered.
Okay.
So I was talking about, where is Leonard? This lady who, now, for instance, I found it. This is a nurse, and she had clothes from, she died. So this is the funeral program.
Oh, okay. They wanted to show you.
Yes, and the parents were all there that day, you know. So this is the funeral, and all those who were there for her burial, Banfo Harriet. Okay. So she died, and a nurse at Accra. Right. Now the question you were asking me, if we had enough, we shouldn't have given 170 to this like we gave to all the others. But that was the principle we established, that we are giving everybody 170. So this family, the parents, mother, father, and all, they were all there. But so at the graveside. So this is the program that they used to bury her.
Oh, okay.
And you find her, you know.
Oh, I see.
Her. So we call them this.
Okay.
You know, so we call them one by one, and they collected. So they will state how it happened. I need mattress, blanket, pillow, and food. So this is what this person put. And if you have time, you can, my refrigerator, clothes, material, mattress, you know, at random, you can call, that need financial, the house flooded, water entered my room and destroy my things, some of which are mattress, food items. So we give you money just that do whatever. So if you have time, you can read through what, and so this is what it is. But we have decided that it's not fair to give this out because these are people's privacy, and they are about the age. These are 73-year-old married. Their phone numbers and where it happened. So at random, you know, this is 35 years, female, single, alajo, and so that we have it, and this is it. But we also want to respect their privacy. The mere fact that they are in need, they have suffered, doesn't mean you expose them for everybody to know that once you leave, you have a mattress.
Okay.
You know. So we have decided that we will respect their dignity.
So,
but if you come here like this, then we'll show you that this is the database we are working with.
Any advice or words for the Ghanaian Canadian Association and the clergy in Canada?
Yes, at least what happened, a friend, Reverend Helen Opoku is a Methodist minister, is the one who sent me a mail that, some friends in Canada are looking for a group in Ghana to support for the flood, and I've given your number, Christian Council, your number to them. And then somebody called from Canada that somebody has given us your number and blah blah on this, and then we started talking. In fact, that is how the US group, they also pastors, so that somebody has given your number, Christian Council, to us. And when we finish, we have their pictures and their stories here. I'll show to you. Now, it gets closer to what we read in Bible about Nehemiah, who had traveled far away from home. Now, he was in a better condition if you compare where he was in the king's palace and he had people who he had left behind. Then a disaster came, the broken walls. And then somebody told him, and he was in some comfort, but then he decided, I'll go back and help, and came, and the situation was not comfortable. Now there are many people who have traveled outside, and now the facilities they enjoy, and so they hear what is going on in Ghana, but that's your problem. I'm in US, I have access to this, my children have access to scholarship and that kind of thing. Now, if you get a group of people in a camp like this, it's a Kawinchi, who remember where they are coming from, that we are here, but we've left people behind, and they'll go back to their hometown. I will not say people should only give everything to Christian Council, even to church. But our former schools, where we had our primary education, secondary schools, and people are struggling. People are genuinely in need in this country. And so people who are outside, it doesn't mean they don't have problems. They also have their problems in the US, in Canada, in Germany. But despite the challenges, somebody will say, now let's go back to our former school, primary school, my secondary school, where I had university, and let's find something, because that is life. Real life, you must have influence on people. Life is not grabbing, and I have this is the number of cars I have this balance in my account. But what is your impact? So for these Toronto group pastors, Christians, to say we want to have impact on some people, not so big though, but how small that we want to have impact, want to bring smile on somebody's face. To me, it's very positive. But we need to do more. Not only those in the diaspora, those in Canada, but even those of us in Ghana should also look for some support we can give to our churches, to our villages, our hometowns, our former schools, and just go and see how we can bring smile on some needy person's face. And that is the example you have given. And I pray and hope you sustain it, but also invite other people to follow your example, because it's a good example. Okay, so thank you very much, Reverend, for having us here. Hopefully when this documentary comes out, the Ghanaian Canadian Association and the people in Toronto will see that the efforts that they made have been put to good use here in Ghana. Great. Once again, thank you. Thank you.
Actually, I and my wife, we were seriously affected because we lost our daughter who was a nurse. I heard about that story. Yes. Okay. So, as human beings, I think it wasn't easy. Definitely not. Yes. I'm very sorry to hear that. Looking after her through the life, now that she was to begin life, and something of that thing happened. It was a shock. Big time, yeah. Like, we've taken like this. Last, when some of the Canadians came here, they organized some funds. We met at that side. Yes. We witnessed that. They did well. We thank them for that. But like you said, emotionally, we were hurt. Definitely. We take it like that. Nyamiada Roma. Yetimi a survival kakaka.
Because yeah, buy a shop to destroy name of brave.
Okay.
But no one would that only I must say. Because I ran a and I'm used to cantina matter. And I'm probably buy. Till all of a sudden, here now cannot a sooner rack on him. Till I said to me, force let me to car fee, baby, I never want. But we can't cross a next but a jam more a crown the web where the best of us. So, you need you because now in need to say, Bisa, ever back.
Badly. Until now, I don't know what I'm doing.
Really?
Still.
So then about
me feel and I shop so. Two. Me shop in the BBS and I feel so me nyama the hair.
Oh, I see.
Say.
Shop Ben or
Salon.
Oh, salon.
Yeah.
And since then, are you back in business?
No, I'm not yet.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'm still planning.
Oh, I see. But no fear swear.
Feel the normal.
Okay.
Fashion designer.
Fashion designer, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My shop collapsed totally down.
Really?
Because all my machines has gone. The clothes, my customers,
The stuff you made?
Everything.
Wow.
Everything. Up to now. I'm not okay. I just have it so lucky for me. My remaining won't pay. The knitting machines, industry machines, foot machines, they're all gone. The remaining one, so that's the one I'm using for somebody's shop now.
Wow.
So I've lost all my customers.
Because if they want to be able to watch me, I'll be an okay. Got that book where near say what she answered.
Okay.
Kagata here, that's an area, shown. She gave ya, won't get a near a we say. The one I can be if I kick it.
I see.
Okay, a bashiami. The working more bushami, but no. Kake, honey, will fair, one book to your fan.
Okay. We also hear a name, Yago.
Me a Riga is the same.
Oh, okay. And though we were not able to do so much, everybody received 170 CDs. We know that's not going to, make a significant impact. But we wanted to know what else do you think is needed if there's an opportunity for somebody to come back and help the victim. That's why we came here to collect some data. And then, yes.
Oh, yes. It's a good idea. For us, we were thinking if there should be a means, like we adopt a particular place at the Ridge Hospital. That's where she was working.
Okay.
As actually she was how do I say, doing her national service.
Oh, she was doing national service.
Yes.
Okay.
As a midwife.
Oh, I see.
Before the incident happened. And being a midwife, if something happens like that, if you have had the means, you have adopted at least one block to name it after her.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is our.
That's what you want to do.
What we want to do. Wow. If you should get something.
So how do you do something like that? Is it just if you have the money, you just go to Ridge Hospital and like how do you get something, a block named after?
Oh no, let's say if like you get some backing.
Financial backing.
Financial backing.
Yes.
Yes, that means it's going to be facilitated by such people.
Oh,
and
okay.
It will be named after those people together with our.
Oh, I see what you mean.
They said, "Me angasa de me plan to be fit that particular area."
Oh, okay.
Because even that Saturday we cry and so not tired and so.
So yeah.
But that's all.
That's all, yeah.
About to be planning at least by next year, say I'm very much partner. Maybe I can feel because since I almost started some years circle one, and I created big program in the Amaya and that area.
Oh, really? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So, open so free. Okay.
Me plan see yes, Kadia me free because say anima. Also, go to big car. See car boy.
Me to me there. Me nyama na me di ejuma. And then
okay.
Like na me block foundation na me na say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have found like a new building.
Like salon no a container. Then I buy we say.
Oh wow. I don't know, so
yeah.
Money I use it to buy cement.
Oh, okay.
So right now I cut some blocks down.
Oh, okay.
For that particular money they give to me.
So right now, if anybody, if there's an opportunity, say Baba from Canada,
yeah.
What do you think they should be focusing on doing?
Well, if they can help me to build my store,
your store,
yes, I'll be happy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Which area is that?
I'm at Nima.
Oh, you're in
Nima, the youngster, near to the EP church.
Oh, okay. So you go to the EP church?
Yes, yes.
I see, I see.
Kabanya fenoko, look at the gata buying.
Okay.
Kabanya residue about Billy Minju, about Chaminjona.
Okay, okay. Well, gata no the main problem.
Because Kanya was car, but by Bata.
Problem
yeah. Scabanya Bakwe.
Okay, okay.
And look at Rami.
Have any message for the Ghanaian Canadian family over there who are thinking about the victims here and they raised all this money to come and help?
Well, my message is that in the first place, I would like to thank them for the assistance they gave us to the other time.
Okay.
In the other time. And even when they were going, they promised that whenever they get something, they will stay for us.
Okay.
I will appeal to them if they could help one way or another.
Okay.
So that this type of tragedy will be averted.
That's very important.
We need not to sit down for something to happen, then someone from somewhere will come and give you something.
That's true.
But that thing have to be averted. Like what causes the whole thing was
the main cause.
The main cause was the drain. The outdoor drain was full.
Oh, okay.
With mud.
The donor.
The donor was full with mud before the rain.
Oh, okay.
If they had been desilting it periodically, the water would have had its way through to the sea.
I get it.
Yes, that was the problem.
So it's more preventative
measures.
Okay.
Yes, we want the preventive measures to avert future occurrence.
Okay.
Yes.
So, message Ben and Woma Ghana for more to.
Oh, the American some said almost because we tune him, we are so few anymore. And what me a boy, yen nipa bear more than 400. Maybe they many soy because yes, small amount. It's many soy.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you need veggie pass because now you fish 170 there.
But when you do mama will be now be say no say 170 there. You the many soy. I say you say this cap be but many soy that day because that day the crowd say holiday. Yeah. Holiday. Now that holiday na kasakra na me pocketing yet. That money no it will survive me. About to now appreciate that.
Message Ben and Woma Ghana for move Canada or no
The message na me wo mama say ade na yesie no ya nyina ye nim say bibi ba besisa nti ya besise no musu omo hwe na wo am person go boy no mo to me boy.
Okay.
Because na I had to say I didn't happy within we ama obi anye prepared. We anye prepare say bibi besisa. Okay. What do you want me to know?
Okay.
We are appreciating for what you have done there, and then we are praying that the Almighty God will bless you and bless you more and give you strength so that you can work hard and remember us.
For sure.
Yes.
One damage, I got me drawn away. I mean, I made drawn away, I made drawn away before I did. Don't have a fear, they will feel my nephew. Let me be other countries. She gave me, and she men who are paying. I never wow, a war damage.
I'm here say for 20 say I say, hey Baba, hey, and no young couple fire, and catch you. We send you your mammy so many, and untina Danny Dami won't hey, 20 and